Well, hello, and welcome to the Personalization with Ninetail Bootcamp course. I'm Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. As always, right there, get a hold of me, Marcelo, at headlesscreator.com. In today's lesson, common myths and misconceptions about personalization, which you can find under the foundation section of this course, you're going to learn how to identify these myths and misconceptions, how to overcome them, and the relationship between content and personalization. But you know how this works. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and tell you real quick about headlesscreator.com and why you should have an account there. And it's, first of all, it's free, but that's not why. You should have it because you'll have access to this entire course with all of the lessons in there for free once you register. There's a lot of lessons, so I'll show you real quick here. You can see the current lessons and upcoming lessons. We have a lot of lessons, bonus materials, study guide. You can get certified on personalization knowledge, very important for your next job. And then you'll have access to a bunch of courses. Content Modeling Weekly, Discover Headless Tech, a bunch of Headless CMS courses. Just launched one in Agility, but we have on Contentful, Content Stack, a whole bunch of them, and many more coming. We have this bootcamp. We have other bootcamps coming. Anyway, all of this is 100% free to you. So get your free account at headlesscreator.com. All right. With that said, you know how this works. For those of you that come back here every week and watch all the stuff, I'm going to restart the intro because the intro for this lesson will have absolutely no marketing in the on-demand version. So I will see you in just 10 seconds. Well, welcome to the Personalization with Ninetail Bootcamp course, lesson number 3, Common Myths and Misconceptions about Personalization. Today, presented by Asad Artug from Ninetail. If you want to learn more about him, you can watch the interview with him in the introduction section of this course. So let's bring him on. And hello there, Asad. Glad to have you here. I'm going to go ahead and share your screen, and we'll let you jump in and get started.
Thank you, Marcelo. Let's jump to the course. So today I'll be talking about common myths and misconceptions about personalization that causes a wrong personalization. So before diving into the misconceptions and myths, let's briefly remember what personalization is. So personalization is the process of delivering the best possible customer experience to the right person at the right time via right channel with the right content. And here, what we need to keep in mind that personalization is a process of delivering the best possible customer experience. And if you look at the benefits of personalization, we see that 60% of consumers say they will become repeat buyers after a personalized shopping experience with a retailer. So we can easily see that personalization increases the customer loyalty. And if you look at another benefits, 86% of consumers say personalization plays a role in their purchase decision. So personalization also directly affects conversion rate. If you look at the other benefits of personalization, we can easily say that personalization increases conversion rate, improves customer experiences, increases marketing spend efficiency, reduces customer acquisition costs, and increases revenue. So now the question is, there are a lot of benefits of personalization, but why aren't more companies enjoying these benefits? Well, there are a couple of reasons why companies are not doing personalization or personalization goes wrong. Let's look at the common reasons for wrong personalization. The first one is wrong technology stack. And when we say wrong tech stack, it means there's a misalignment between the personalization tool and the other technology stack, which can be the data platform, CRM, or any other platform used by the company. And another reason is that capabilities and limitations of personalization tool. Sometimes we are mixing personalization tool with identification tool, customization tool, or other experimentation tool. And third reason is lack of know-how. Although personalization is in our lives for years, thanks to Amazon, Netflix, and other tech pioneers, there is still a lot to learn about personalization, and there is a lack of know-how in the companies. However, there are two more important reasons for wrong personalization, or why personalization doesn't happen in most of the companies. And the first one is thinking personalization as a one-shot game instead of treating it as a process. When we start doing personalization, we usually want hyper personalization immediately. We just want to deliver personalization like Amazon or Netflix. However, personalization is a process and you need to iterate based on your learnings. And the most important reason of wrong personalization is data problems. And when I say data problems, it means bad quality data, which means outdated data, irrelevant or incorrect data. And another reason of data problem is real-time delivery challenges or no real-time data delivery. And the last reason of wrong personalization is non-unified customer problems. Nowadays, customers are interacting with companies with more than one channel. And if you don't have a unified customer profile, it creates wrong personalization experience for customers.
Now, real quick, before you continue on to this, when you went back to when you talked about outdated data, I think it's really important for people to understand content is extremely important in personalization process. I know you're going to talk a little bit in the future slides right here in this lesson, but content is really important. But specifically to outdated, I think that's where a good content model, when you're setting up your personalization, comes into place for single source of truth, right? Because if you do it right, then you can maintain that data or the content much better. When you have it outdated, people will get frustrated because they're just going to get either bad information or information that really makes no sense to them at all, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when the data is outdated, they will receive irrelevant or like irrelevant content or irrelevant messages. So it will frustrate them. It will cause like losing a customer.
Right. And I know we're going to have a lesson specifically on content modeling for personalization, but I just want to emphasize how important a proper content model is to a personalization process.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
And if we look at the other personalization challenges and myths that prevents the right personalization, the first myth is personalization needs a lot of time, content, and resources. I mean, of course, personalization needs content and resources. But what we mean here is you will not reach the hyper personalization level in one day. So you shouldn't be discouraged if you cannot personalize everything overnight. So you can start small and then gradually expand your efforts as needed. And myth number two is personalization requires high level technology expertise. I mean, very similar to the resources, technology is part of the game. But successful personalization is not only about the technology expertise you have, it's also about the customer data, it's about segmentation, it's about experimentation and testing your personalization efforts, it's about content design and content modeling, and of course, it's about tech stack and technology expertise you have. And myth number three is personalization is nearly impossible with GDPR and other regulations. I mean, we all know that Apple, Google, and other big tech companies are limiting the cookies right now, and there are also new law and regulation introductions in all around the world. However, this doesn't prevent the personalization. Actually, it helps personalization, and 70%, almost 70% of consumers say they appreciate personalization as long as it's based on the data they have shared with the business directly. And why I said it improves personalization is because when we say cookies or third-party cookies, there are a lot of irrelevant or outdated data there. However, if we use the data that consumer directly provides, which is zero-party data, or a company collects the data with the consent of consumer first-party data, we can increase the results of personalization because these two type of data are relevant and good quality data. So businesses who gather, manage, and store data responsibly have nothing to be concerned about this. And if you look at the challenges, the number one challenge is data challenges for companies. Of course, data is the fuel of personalization, and without the fuel, this engine will not work. And as I told you before, nowadays customers are communicating with companies in various channels, and this creates huge volumes of customer data. It's very important to extract the meaningful data from these huge volumes of data. And the second challenge is removing the bad quality data from your data sets. According to recent research, every month 2% of customer data goes bad because customers are evolving, they are changing, and also you need to change your data as well. You need to update your data as well. It shouldn't be outdated, irrelevant, or incorrect if you want to deliver the personalization in a right way. And the third one is non-unified customer profile.